Greetings and welcome to the latest Vaycay podcast. I'm Ryan Alford, your co-host, joined by my good friend and business partner and lead Kimisabi. You don't even know what that's from, do you? Chris Hansen.
Karate Kid, bro.
Oh, yeah. Kimisabi. Also from, I think it was another show too or something.
You're right.
Like, was it the Lone Ranger or I don't know. Something like that. Anyway, It means best of friends, coolest of friends, all our best people. We hope everyone's out there living their best life. That's really what Vaycay's about, isn't it, Chris? Living your best life.
That's what it's all about. Just enjoy life, work hard, relax hard.
One way or another. Work hard, play hard. That's what I like to say. Sometimes I play harder than I work, and it catches up with me. But
that's a fact.
Usually it's a good balance. Everything in moderation, including moderation. I'm excited about today. We're going to give everybody. Today's episode's all about the latest trends in wellness that you must try before the end of the year. Some of them we've tried ourselves. Others are catching all the news headlines. But that's what we do here on the Vaycay podcast. We bring you the latest and the greatest in personal wellness, discovery, and supplements. And I hope you've been enjoying all our great guests. We've had some good ones. We've got even more lined up. Cameron, one of our producers, she's got us bustling with guests. It's like overflowing with guests, Chris. The calendar's filling up.
We're abundant with our guest lineup. I'm very grateful.
Yes. Our first on our must-have and most popular wellness trends of this year that you got to get behind, Chris, is exercise recovery. So here's the deal. It's back to everything in moderation, including moderation. I was the worst at this the longest time. Like I get into I'm always kind of a gym guy, so it's not a matter of me getting in the routine. I'm always in the routine, but sometimes it's heavier than others. And I used to just think, oh, God, I'm just going to go hard, for 4 or 5 days, hard weights, all good, just adding muscle, whatever it is. And then they finally come out with studies. They're like, nah, you actually need to recover a little bit. You got to give your body some downtime to actually synthesize the muscles and get going. I learned this a while back. I think it's now becoming mainstream. And you're starting to see more and more stuff. And this part of what the trends talks about is the gyms having the areas specifically to recovery, whether that's saunas, whether that's cold plunge, whether that's your massage devices, but you're seeing a big uptick in all that. Chris, are you a recovery guy or what?
I'm almost more of a recovery guy than a gym guy now, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll go to my gym has a sauna, ice plunge, steam room, stretching areas and whatnot. And I think I go there more for the sauna and the plunge than I do actually to lift weights at this point.
You actually recover from your recovery at the gym.
Yeah, man. I'm always recovering even when there's no muscles to be nurtured.
The king of the cold plunge.
It's become I know it's something you should have always been doing post-workout, like go sit in the sauna, get the blood flow to your muscles, whatnot. But I think we're seeing that these recovery things, even if you're not quote unquote recovering, it's good for you regardless. Like even the sauna, getting your heart rate up kind of outside of your normal zone is still a good little light cardio exercise, even if you're not actually moving.
I think I've been slow on the uptake for this. Like for me, recovery might be, okay, I don't go as hard or I take a day off on the weights and just do cardio or something like that. Right. I've now realized that it's more proactive recovery, which is for me become, okay, now I'll go to a chiropractor. That to me is part of recovery. Like, sit and I slouch all day. So now I go there, I get adjusted. Never had back issues, but I feel a lot better by doing that. And then, I get like tennis elbow and certain things like that, but actually doing massage on that I think we take for granted that our bodies will recover themselves, like by just rest. But but you need to speed and enhance these things if you're doing a lot of stuff repetitively. And that's what, all this stuff that's coming out says, and why my ass needs to be in the cold plunge more.
You nailed it. Massages now it used to be like a luxury. I feel like a once in a while thing I would get a massage. Now it's kind of like I make time for it. Like I think I need that. Like you said, sitting, or if I'm traveling, driving a lot, like I can feel it. So that, and like you, I have a hard time taking days off from the gym because I think I just love like the rush of it. Mm-hmm. But even this last week, I was on the road a lot, traveling around, where I'm like, you need to chill, like you need to rest. And part of me is like, no, go to the gym, keep moving, where I'm now giving myself permission to like, hey, like I went to a workout class Saturday that crushed me, kicked my ass. And I was so sore from it, but I still wanted to work out. And instead, obviously, I just went to the sauna and kind of recovered that way. I
think what's interesting is, especially for someone that might just be getting on their fitness journey or early in it, you've been sedentary, maybe not worked out as much as others, and you're trying to get into it. And then people are telling you, recover, relax. It's like, it kind of flies in the face of, I finally got myself motivated. And now you're telling me I need to take a couple of days off. And I think that people get scared that they're going to like regress.
Kill your momentum.
So I think the balance
I get scared with that.
Yeah. Like, okay, all right, I'll just keep it in the
Even
flow.
if I take 3-4 days off, like typically, it was 2 weeks ago, I was on the road a lot, out of my routine. And I don't think I went to the gym for like 3 days in a row. It was way harder to like motivate myself to get back in. Like just from a 3-day little break, which I probably needed.
Yep. I find, for someone listening, like ways to counteract that, whatever. I make like these commitments. Sometimes I used to write it down. I don't do as well with that anymore, but I would recommend you write it down and create your schedule and the routine so that you have that routine, you're committing to that schedule. Okay, if I'm taking that off or I'm going to get a massage for this day, I know I'll be right back in it the next day. Like 1 or 2 days here and there is not going to kill anything you've added. 1 or 2 weeks, right. Okay, it starts to head that territory. But a few days here or there, I had to really teach myself that, like, just what you described. Like, I used to be like, if I go to the lake, I can't get to the gym. And if we go on a long weekend, I'm like, man, that's 4 days. I'm like, it's not a big deal because your body just doesn't change. It's the same reason you don't see muscle development in 4 days. It takes longer for both things to happen, the good and the bad. Seems like the bad happens faster. But make yourself a schedule and a routine and make mental commitments to yourself. So, like, what I'll do is, like, I've made it okay. Like if we have, like, ironically, we're recording this right before Labor Day weekend. I know I might get something quick Friday morning, but then it'll be Tuesday before I'm doing anything. Right. But I make a commitment to myself that Tuesday morning, my ass is back in the gym. And I kind of, I have a schedule, but if you don't, you have to make kind of these mental commitments and schedules, which will then allow you to kind of enjoy the rest, the downtime, because you've made that commitment that you're going to do it to get back in and not let anything, and scheduled it and got it on there. So it's coming back and you're not going to let yourself, because you don't just like loosely go, yeah, I'll get back. I know I got to take a break, but I'll be back sometime next week. No, you need to block it out on the calendar, 8 a.m. on Tuesday, you're back. And I think that helps.
Yeah, commit to yourself so you can actually be present and enjoy the weekend.
Exactly.
I agree 100%.
And I think that will help people if you're trying to get through it. So recovery and the importance of it, the importance of letting your body recover and in helping improve that. One of the biggest trends. Next, spiritual well-being. There's a huge trend for 2023 in spiritual well-being, a term that refers to a person's sense of connection to something larger than themselves. Whether that's spiritual beliefs, a sense of meaning, or purpose in life, this aspect of well-being is often associated with feelings of peace, contentment, and inner harmony. And it plays an important role in overall health and wellness. In the past, spiritual well-being was relegated mostly to formal organizations such as religion, but it can also be achieved through one's own practice. So I kind of read this as everything but church. You know, like I'd still keep going to church. God, you know, especially if you believe in God, I'd still keep doing that. Yeah. But I think there's other ways to calm and treat and nurture the spirit.
Even a normal gym session, I feel like I'm a better person after that. Like that helps me show up as a better version of me, you know, post-workout.
Yeah, I almost take this as kind of like the body can't be right if the mind isn't right. And I know the spirit is greater than the mind. I mean, in theory, like it's not just the brain, it's the feeling and the wealth. I get that. I understand it. But let's get it down to like my layman's terms of me. Like I can only get so ethereal, me personally, but so it's mind and body, and getting your mind right takes a series of activities that have nothing to do with lifting weights.
Yeah.
And I think whatever that might be, it might be breath work, meditation, yoga is the body.
Cold plunge.
Yeah. Well, that'll get you right, man. That'll get you.
That's a mind game right there. 100%.
It is. Yeah. Oh,
that's a measure for me of if my mind is in a good place or a bad place, is how long can I sit in the cold? If I can't handle it, I know I'm not as dialed in mentally as I might normally be.
Yeah. And I think, ironically, when I think about like the most, like there's always like the meathead that's not right spiritually. So I'm not going to say like the 6-pack like designates that they're right in both the mind and the body. But I will say like nowadays, the people that I know that are in the best shape seem to have it both together. You know, like where I feel like they're not just in shape for spring break, like they're really in shape. Like it seems to be from body, mind, soul, spirit, like it all seems to be together. Yeah.
I agree 100%. There's plenty of douchebags with the 6-pack, but you know.
Right. Go down to Panama City. Well, not today, but in general.
Yeah.
A
lot of ego.
Yeah. And I think that's like sort of the antithesis of what we're talking about a little bit, is getting your ego in check is a lot to do with spirituality, because that's starting to get into the deeper realms of the mind, you know, the subconscious, and that voice in your head that you're always kind of battling a little bit. And how are you appeasing that? And how are you nurturing that side of your entire being?
As an entrepreneur, business owner, you know, dealing with challenges, that's where I've really had to like dial my mind in and my thinking, you know, breaking out of negative thought patterns or defaulting to negative beliefs. You know, you have challenges with business where you got to stay positive. And I think it's like the more I've come along this journey, the more I've realized how powerful the mind is, and that exercising the mind is equally as important as physically exercising the body.
Yeah, 100%. Because once you realize actually that even the physical side of the gym and working out is 90% mental, like the hurdles you get over. The
hardest part of the gym is getting your ass to the gym.
Exactly.
Right? Like that mental battle of, do I want to go today or do I not?
Yeah.
No, fuck that. And then even just going is a mental win as you walk in the front door of the gym.
Yeah. I like to say that voice inside your head is a little bitch. You got to overcome it.
Bitch sometimes. That's how I know it. I'll be in the cold plunge. I'm like, you're being a bitch today, bro. Like, you're shivering already. Breathe, bitch.
Like, I had to get mad at myself. Game. I mean, I you know, like poking fun a little bit, but it's like, but I do have to like sort of smack myself literally and figuratively sometimes. Like, you know, come on.
I did it this morning. Literally walking out the hall with my dog. I was feeling just like tired and not great. And I literally smacked myself like, dude, you need to get with it. Like,
I'd like to see the replay of that.
Also, like, I don't want to bring that shit energy to like my neighbors in the elevator, the front desk people. Like, I don't want to be like that negative asshole every morning.
Yeah.
So,
you got to
check myself.
You do. But I think it starts with whatever you find that helps you get into that state. Whether it's meditation, whether it's the breath work, whether it's, I don't know, some light form of yoga, but whatever it might be, I think you're going to see more and more trends for that and more, I think, discussion around it, like acceptability. I think like the thought of myself like 10 years ago, having a podcast or even talking about some of these things, it wouldn't be like, oh, well, I'm just too cool for that. It would just be like, I wouldn't even understand the need for it. It wouldn't click.
Yeah.
And so I think the more we talk about it, the more people explore it, and we start to understand the dual nature of the mind and the body with all these things.
Yeah, the mind-body connection, I think, is becoming a big conversation. Even, you know, I've recently been hearing about these studies with cancer patients where they're giving them sugar pills.
Yeah.
You know, placebo. And then some of these people literally are cancer-free after the placebo trial. And it's just proving the power of your mind and your thoughts and your well-being. So
100%. Next on our list, Biotech Wellness tools. So I'm always into the tech. So it says
reprogram that body.
This one article talks about they predict they will see more wellness and beauty tech products come out market, red light therapy devices, microcurrent facial tools, and lasers. Bring out the laser.
I'm all about that.
That people
at our med spa.
Exactly. That people can use at home themselves will also be big. Biotech skincare will also make waves as a wellness trend. I mean, this has kind of been like a wave coming with all the innovations and different things that are happening with biomarkers and like reading, like, you know, and I had the CEO of Whoop-On, Will Ahmed, who's the largest fitness tracker in the world now, the bracelet that you wear, and it tracks everything from sleep behavior to your blood pressure to heart rate. And it's not just heart rate anymore. That used to be what everybody assumed it was, but like all these markers, HPV, and all these markers that kind of shows. It was so funny when I would wear that thing. Like if I didn't have a good night's sleep, your HPV was like this. I don't want to get into the math of what it is, but it's a marker that pretty much says like how fast you're going to die if you don't have like your mortality rate is in the shitter if your HPV is low. And if I got like like 5 or less hours of sleep, it was like reminding me all day. My HPV, would be like 50 or something, and then when I didn't sleep, it was like 18. I'm like, God damn it! It's like reminding me like the entire time. But it helped me, it's like that's what it's there for. So the impact of what the actions or lack of actions in my instance, what it has on you. I know that
I used to use a sleep tracker. And I feel like some days I'd wake up and look at it and it'd be like, you had a bad night's sleep. And then all day I'm like, well, I'm allowed to feel like shit today because according to this, I had a bad night's sleep.
Right.
And then I almost was like, all right, like
justifying
chill.
It.
Yeah. There's a little too much data.
That's what I mean. Sometimes it could be what did I say? Paralysis from analysis, like all the data.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit. I'm like, all right, what do I do with this?
You overanalyze a little bit.
Yeah, that's kind of why I stopped wearing it, honestly. That and I just forgot to plug it in. I'd be wearing it. I'm like, I'm not wearing this as a fashion accessory. And if it's not, it has no power, then no need to wear it. But also started like I feel like I was like one more thing I was looking at, but yet I don't know if it was helping per se because I felt like I had a routine. But I do think the stuff they're coming out with, and like laser treatment and combined with tracking and all these different things. I don't know what the hell, like this thing says biotech skincare. I'm like, are they gonna have like little chips in the face lotion?
We use like infrared and certain light, like during facials. We have different light therapies that we do post-treatment at the spa. I mean, I think it's almost similar to, the infrared sauna stuff, where it's like you're penetrating on a deeper level of the skin, with these lights that can pass through your certain skin membranes and whatnot. So again, I can't go into the details about it, but I know it's something we utilize and it's effective. I've had it done myself. I really should learn more about it.
Have you sat in, what are those things like when you float? Have you seen those?
Float tank.
Like float, like salt water, like you're floating float tanks?
I've never done it. The float tanks.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard they're pretty wild. Like I'm open to try it.
Yeah, I want to try it. A couple of like shop things have opened in Greenville. I get on like the first list of, like who they're trying to get over there. So I'll like post on social media or something, and I've never gone and like taken advantage of like, hey, come try our float tank. And I just never get over there, but I've always wanted to do it, make time for it. But like, it's fascinating. They say like trip out.
I need to try that. I need to add that actually to the list of like, because I know there's one here in Miami. I'm intrigued by it. I've heard a lot about it.
We'll take like cameras, like maybe we'll go and we'll take it and we'll film us like doing it, and then we'll come back and talk about it. Like,
I heard you can get some disassociative, like kind of wild experiences.
Yeah, we take a Vaycay mushroom gummy and go get in the float tank.
I've heard of people doing experiences like that as well.
I mean, open your mind, literally and figuratively.
Yeah, yeah.
I like this. Micro workouts. Another one of the trends you must try before the end of the year here on the Vaycay podcast. Micro workouts are on the rise. Evident of the quick 1 minute dances and fitness challenges that you'll see on TikTok. Removing the time barrier to exercise is a major factor in the growing popularity of the trend. The bite-sized, low-intensity format makes it easier to squeeze movement into more moments. That's a nice little statement. Movement into more moments. I like that.
It is.
As a marketer.
It's nice.
Throughout the day.
Copy.
It's nice copy. Very nice. It might include a morning dance with your favorite influencer. Okay. A quick set of push-ups and squats before lunch, or an evening yoga sessions to wind you down. I like these. A lot of my workouts have started to become this. I actually get a couple in a day sometimes where I don't have like a full hour, and I'll totally like just make up like a total 15-minute routine of something. I think
like a quick circuit.
Yeah, we'll call this these micro workouts because it kind of feels that way. Like I got 20 minutes. I'll do like 10 minutes of cardio and 10 minutes of like, I'll make a challenge for myself. I'm going to do 100 push-ups. I'm going to do, 50 squats and 200 curls. Whatever it is. But I will like make something up, like just some kind of mini challenge or something. But I know that I can do it in 10 minutes, but it pushes you enough to where you feel like it was more than a 10-minute workout. And I think that's also what you realize. I don't know if you realize it, see this, Chris, but like when you really think about it, you could tire your body out in like 15 minutes, like if you want to.
Yeah.
Like you could crush it. Like 100%. We spend a lot of time on the phone. If you're at the gym, especially a commercial gym, there's a lot of wasted time. Like you can get it in. You can get a really good workout in like 20 to 30 minutes if you want to. Probably full workout.
I mean, I do that probably twice a week.
Yeah.
Like if I know my day's busy, if I just get a 20-minute in, it's 100 times better than zero.
I've almost thought about it. We're trendsetters here on the Vaycay podcast. We create our own little trend here. I think MP3 players should come back and you have to leave your phone in the car.
I agree.
No fucking phones
100%.
In the gym. You can have your music. Bring back the MP3 player.
Shit.
Bring back the iPad Nano. That little thing that like clipped on your thing. That should be a trend. Because I do this myself. I'm like, I'm working and I fit it in. But if I just focused for 20, 30 minutes on the workout and didn't have any other distractions, and like if my wife's working out or something, I'm probably like staring at her ass. But like if she's not with me, other than that distraction, like if I'm alone, just going at it. No phone, no nothing. I like it.
That's what I do. Yeah.
The Vaycay trend.
I use an app.
Phone in the car at the gym.
Well, you're right, because I'll
term.
feel a vibration, look at my phone, and the next thing you know, I've checked out for 10 minutes doing whatever on my phone, not realizing I'm just standing in the middle of the gym, like taking space.
Yep. Yeah.
Nowadays, though, you would need an MP3 player with a camera to have so many people filming themselves in the gym.
No filming, no content watching, no texting, no emails. Dude. The 20-minute challenge, the 20-minute Vaycay challenge. We're creating Vaycay challenges. No phone, 20 minutes. We're going to make up a workout, and it's going to be the Vaycay micro workout challenge. Hey, we're creating something viral here already, right? I already feel it.
Something you can do while you're on vacation.
But the only way you can prove that you did it is if someone there has a phone. Because if you don't have your phone, you can't take a picture of yourself doing it. There you go. But you know what? We're going to use the, what do they call it? The honor rule. You can just say you did it. So I like it. This next one had me scratching my head. Chris said it pre-show. I thought it was a gimmick. It might be a gimmick, but mouth taping.
Yeah, it's real.
It's a trend in 2023. Yes, I'm talking about taping your mouth shut at night. Mouth taping may be one of the weirdest health hacks out there, but it's become increasingly popular amongst wellness enthusiasts. It forces you to breathe out of your nose at night, which may provide health benefits, such as humidifying the nasal passages. It's certainly not for everyone, though. So be sure to speak with your doctor. So says the article.
I've heard Andrew Huberman talk about this quite a bit on his podcast. And I don't know if it's something with your oxygen concentrations as well that's supposed to just get you in a better, deeper sleep. I think also it'd probably help for snorers.
Oh, for sure. And I feel like I breathe through my nose when I'm sleeping, though. I don't feel like I'm in a mouth breather. Nobody likes a mouth breather.
I don't know what I am. No one likes a mouth breather.
Not when they're sleeping.
It's worse when they're awake, though, than a mouth breather. I can be a little more lenient for a mouth breather while asleep, but if you're awake and you're a mouth breather, go do some breath work classes.
It's like the equivalent of like talking with your mouth full, mouth breather while you're sleeping. I mean, I remember having like a girlfriend in college or something that was a mouth breather, like when she was sleeping. Like she made noises that wasn't just snoring. And it was almost like pig-esque or something. And she was very attractive. Everything was going right. But that just was kind of a deal breaker. Like, it's like these noises. And it was like every time I'm like, this is not sustainable.
How'd she take that when you
I don't know if I
for the
told
breakup?
her that. I think
You're like, listen, you're great, but I just can't see past your mouth breathing when you're completely unconscious and you have no control over this. But I can't deal with it.
And look, we all make, let's be honest, we're all sleeping. We all make no one's to be judged like for every moment they're asleep. No one's like judged. But when it's like, 95% of the sleep, it's just like, I just couldn't do it. It was like that. It literally.
Not wifey material for it. Yeah.
I don't know. Just kind of killed the.
To each his own.
Vibe, I mean, we were way more superficial than we are now in college, so no judging. I mean, but it was not pleasant. So I would have put this mouth tape on her, though. If that would have been a thing, I mean, it would have been acceptable.
Maybe she's doing it now.
Maybe if she's with someone. Have you tried this mouth taping?
I have not. I need to order it like today because we've talked about it. I've heard people talk about this probably a year now. And I've heard like people I know that have said it's like they've had a noticeable difference. So
I don't think I could do it, personally.
I snack too much, I feel like, at night. Like,
while you're sleeping?
I'll fall asleep for about an hour and wake up. And like last night, like I woke up and literally ate like these healthy chocolate chip cookies and a blueberry muffin, probably like 1:30 in the morning.
I thought I was the only one.
No,
I used to do that. I don't do that anymore. I eat it. I will snack before I go to bed sometimes, but not. Once I'm asleep though, I do feel like, you know what's funny? It's funny you say this. I do feel like the other night, it's been a couple months, but it was like close enough in time that I feel like it was the other night, that I had eaten some gummy worms or something. And I'd only had like one or two and fell asleep. And I did wake up and I was halfway asleep going, I looked at it like, I only had like one or two. I think I had a couple of them. It's
reaching
like
for
4
that
a.m.
bag.
I'm like, what am I? Then as soon as I started eating, I'm like, I didn't really want it. You know, like I just want to go back to sleep, but like I was disappointed that I didn't get to more of them.
Yes.
Yes.
Totally been there.
It would not work if I had mouth taping going on. Yeah.
Maybe that's what I need to do to avoid that problem is the mouth tape, where then it's like, nope.
Yeah.
Got it on.
You got it on. No muffins. No mouth, no
muffins and bananas.
Yeah. Sleep syncing next on the list. It's a wellness trend that's gaining popularity. So says this article. This involves adjusting your sleep cycle to the rhythms of nature, like the sun or moon, tuning it with your circadian rhythm. I got that right. Thank you. Some studies have shown that sleep syncing can help people fall asleep quicker, as well as reduce feelings of stress and anxiety, which are associated with poor sleep patterns. You can start sleep syncing by setting up a regular sleep schedule, going to bed and waking up at the same time every day. This helps put your body in a regular sleep cycle. You may also use apps and devices to help you track your sleep. Sleep cycling. Syncing.
Yeah, I mean,
sleep cycling kind of sounds interesting too, if you could pull that off. But the sleep syncing, I feel like I kind of go to bed and wake up like at least 80% of the time, like at the same times.
Right. Same.
Yeah. So I think if you aren't doing that, then I don't know how that naturally kind of feels. But I mean, I'm also on like work schedule, kid schedule. Like there's some things that got to drive the absolute need for me to do that.
There's always going to be outside variables, you know, like it's in a perfect world, you would do that. But some nights you go to dinner with friends and you're out later than you plan on it. You know, it's like, I think there's a happy medium here where you're still going to live your life, but I feel like your body adjusts for the most part. I feel like I almost wake up at the same time every day, just naturally.
Yep. I agree. I do too. I mean, unless there's just something unnatural in my day.
Ideally, are we built to go to sleep when the sun goes down and wake up when it comes up? Probably, but I don't know how attainable that is.
I will say, you know, plugging one of our Vaycay products. If you haven't tried our sleep gummies, this will help with your sleep cycling. Because if you have a problem getting sleepy at night and you want to do it naturally, pop a quarter, half, one of those sleep gummies. That'll put you to sleep, and you time it out about 30 minutes. And so
I look at that like an aid in trying to get to a better sleep schedule.
Yes.
Because there might be, like, say you're traveling overseas and you're on a 6 hour ahead schedule. When I would come back to the US, that was like kind of the perfect thing to reset me into a healthier sleep pattern.
Yes, exactly. I did. And that's when I take them. I don't take them every night, maybe 2 or 3 times a month now. And when I feel like I'm not going to be able to get to sleep, or like I'm fighting something or whatever. Yeah. And it really helps. And then the wake up is usually about the same, or it will sometimes be a little bit longer depending on which I take if I feel like I really need it. But that will help. So sleep syncing is one of the big trends. I really like this next one, Chris. You're going to like this one too. You're already like well versed in this. It's not just a spa visit. It's a full day spa visit. Chris's life is a full day spa visit. He wishes.
I wish.
Yeah.
We need some sponsorships from some of these spas.
Yes. I mean, that would be nice. We'll travel around. We'll bring the camera crew. We'll bring Cameron. We'll bring Sawyer. We'll come on the road. You give us all spa day trips. You know, we'll work and travel for spa days. And look, it's a wellness trend we're seeing. It's some of the largest spas in the world. It's guests using the spa facilities and getting treatments for a full day experience rather than just coming in for a massage. You know, just coming in for a massage, you can get the whole kit and caboodle. This reflects the growing importance of self-care and wellness among the younger generation. We're seeing more frequent requests for add-on spa enhancements like a facial mask or wax service. I don't know what waxing has to do with, you know, but guests are enjoying longer visits to the spa than ever before.
I've definitely seen this trend with friends of mine where here and in Tampa, people would go like to the Hard Rock, you know, for a spa day. They're not even staying at the hotel. They'll just go spend 4-6 hours, facials, massages.
I think when I come to Miami here next month, we need to do an all day. We need to get a sponsor. We'll come do the Vaycay podcast at the spa resort or wherever. And we'll do it after we have our like full day session or something, or like midday.
Yeah, we need to do that.
The Vaycay podcast on the road.
There's a few I've got in mind.
I bet you we could sell that up the ladder, and they get promoted. We get to tell them how great the mud baths are, whatever they have, something we don't even know about. I'll try. I'm up to exploration.
They can implement the Vaycay products in the relaxation experience.
Exactly. I mean, this is it. This is the pinnacle definition of what the Vaycay podcast is about. It's like bringing wellness to you folks through us. I like how this works.
That's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
Yes, we will. We will make it. The whole team will sacrifice for you. But I do think it's interesting. Like when I go on vacation now, I do think more. I think this has become more prevalent. Like Nicole and I will go get like a half day something. You know, like it's part of like our routine now. And I think, as long as there's enough to do, like I can get bored quickly unless make a massage is obviously awesome. A 90-minute massage, good timing. I could do a little bit of the plunges, the multiple pools. Those are nice. Steam bath, whatever. But then you gotta like start to like make it interesting. Like I guess I could do the facial. I think I'm just like, but you gotta like keep some things going. I don't know what else you do.
Ice room. I mean, the one I most recently was at was, you know, sauna, ice bath, steam room, ice room. I think that was all we did. And then we just jumped in the ocean, which was a good little kind of ending. But it looks like we've got some research to do before you come down here.
Exactly.
Because there's services I know that are like new that I don't even know about, you know?
Finally, today, you're familiar with this, and it's not even about being curious. Sober, curious lifestyles. Being sober curious is a trend that will continue to go strong in 2024 and beyond. More people are attempting to change their relationship with alcohol. We're seeing more restaurants and bars with mocktails. There are also more adaptogenic drinks. Thank you. Ding. I need a ding after that. On the market to replace alcohol, these drinks use different plants and herbs to help your body adapt to stress and other ailments without alcohol.
Yeah.
We're ripe and ready for this trend.
I just ordered a case of these drinks. I forget the name of the company. I've mentioned it before. I know Katy Perry's an investor with them, but one of our partners is pregnant, and she brought these drinks to a birthday party, and it was essentially like, it looked like a bottle of champagne, but it had, nootropics and lemon balm and reishi mushrooms, cordyceps mushrooms, ashwagandha. And I could definitely feel like I was more relaxed, kind of a mood elevation. They have like a rosé type drink. I literally have it in my car. I just ordered a case of a bunch of different ones to try. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a common. I know 10 years ago, visiting my sister in New York and being like, oh, this restaurant has mocktails, which was very rare back then.
Yeah.
You see it everywhere now.
Yep.
100%. I mean,
I see it at Hardee's every day. They got cherry Coke on that menu. Isn't that a mocktail?
Right, baby. Like, it is to me. Yeah. But I know even with my history with being sober, I probably get one phone call a week of someone that's like curious about it or wanting to learn more or trying something different. It's definitely a lot more talked about right now.
And it's really almost ironically, as we close out this edition of the Vaycay podcast, I mean, the Vaycay brand is kind of built out of this notion of, I don't want to get blasted. I want to do something more natural, but I still want to relax and get away a bit.
Yeah.
And more health in a more health conscious way. It's really like, the definition of the Vaycay brand in a lot of ways is this. I mean, sober is a real weird word, but I would just say,
it's a bad word.
I would just say healthier, alternative, escapes that aren't, that don't have
mood enhancers.
Yes. So
sober curious is such a weird term to me, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, why is there even a label for it?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just like, hey, I'm kind of curious about not drinking. It's like, well, then don't
just
drink.
Do it. It's not quite the same as like, bi curious or something. Like
that's what I think about it. Sexual thing.
Yeah, sexual is kind of like, but if you're just sober here, just don't drink for a little while. No big deal. You don't have to like change your entire physical approach to life.
Right. I mean, it's the same as like me being sober. Like I don't need to go shout that from the rooftops. It's like not a huge deal.
I think that's part of like how big of a trend is becoming. Like it doesn't have to be a badge anymore. It's more just a choice, and there's not really a stigma around it anymore. It's like, I don't know if it's completely gone, but it's way less than it used to be.
Believe me, like when I was 21 and like sober, right? It was looked at very weirdly. Like I got funny looks. Now no one could give two shits or maybe, or if anything, it might be looked at more as a positive.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think it used to be, he must have really gone off the deep end. And now it's like, whoa, he's really 100%. Looking out for himself, like. Yeah.
Yeah. Like there's no shortage of people now that don't drink for no reason besides like they just feel better not drinking. And maybe they realize like, hey, this isn't that healthy to put in my body, or I don't want the extra carbs.
Yeah.
And, I lost 20 pounds because I gave up like booze. It's like you said, it doesn't have to be some freaking traumatic story behind it. It's just, simple choice.
Yeah. It has a lot of health benefits.
Like, I don't eat beef anymore. It's kind of like, all right, cool.
Yeah, exactly. I do judge you if you say you're a vegetarian, but that's just a personal thing.
I hate to admit, but I'd be more judgy about that than someone telling me.
Me too. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, come on. It's more like, I think it's because I'm just like, it just tastes so good. It's like I like feel sorry for them or something. I'm like, and look, it's probably, I don't know. The studies change every other week about whether or not that's which one's right or wrong. But
yeah, and everyone's body's different. I think about that. Like back to our other episode with Kashif about the genetics. Like maybe someone's body just doesn't metabolize beef protein.
If you're getting sick, like I think it's the people that I probably unfairly. I could be self-reflective here. It's all about the Vaycay. I'm getting well. here on the Vaycay podcast.
Yeah.
Self-reflective,
we can admit our
the
past
judgment
wrongs
of
here.
like someone, like if someone goes, well, my stomach hurts for 4 days if I eat a piece, please, for the love of God, don't eat any meat. Like, I'm not judging you.
Right.
I think it's the person that goes, oh, I love meat so much, but I'm a vegetarian. And like, they're wearing it like, I don't know, a badge or something. Like I don't know. And I'm like, but they enjoy meat. It doesn't hurt their stomach, and they know that there's benefits on it. That's the stuff that I'm like, I get a little judgy over. I can admit it.
I've met a lot of vegans that are like shouting it from the rooftops, right? Where most people, like, I've spent a whole weekend with a group of guys, and then by the last day, they're like, oh, wait, you don't drink? It's like, and they're partying the entire weekend, and they don't even realize, because like,
right,
like, because I remember they're like, yo, what do you want to shotgun? And I'm like, just give me like a LaCroix or something. And I think one of my partners was like, yeah, like
a liquor drink.
They thought I wanted like a White Claw, and I was like, no, like literally a LaCroix, like a sparkling water. And they're like, wait, you don't drink? But it's because I'm not a fucking weirdo. Like, I can still go out and do everything anyone else can do. I'll just drink fucking sparkling water, you know? Like, but I think these nootropic and these drinks we were talking about, what resonated was they're all removing stress, which tells me the key to why a lot of people drink or look for anything, I think, is just to remove stress.
Yeah.
And what we're trying to provide is other ways to remove stress that might be a little bit less harsh on the body and the brain.
Yeah. Or definitely are. So, you know.
Yeah, dude, everyone has fucking social anxiety. Like,
yeah.
And I understand that's why you need to make these adaptogenic type drinks for these situations where people still want it's something to take the edge off. I mean, that's social lubricant, but now we've got a different one, just minus the booze.
There you have it. Wellness trends on the rise that you can try before the end of the year. I like the gym thing, though. No phone gym.
That, dude.
Start the challenge.
You would have, I think that would be a great thing. I would love to get back my old MP3 players.
The nanos come back.
Dude.
There you have it. Cool, man. I think that's all for today. Any final words?
Wrap. No, just check us out. Takeavaycay.com. Vaycay.
We appreciate everyone. We'll see you next time on the Vaycay podcast.